And lastly, there's plenty of focus on the romance between Superman and Lois, which is nice to see in a modern Hollywood movie where functional heterosexual relationships are rarer than female apologies. So what's my overall opinion? Was it an embarrassing disaster or a creative triumph? Well, it's neither of those things really. What it is for the most part is safe. A cautious kind of trailer that hits all the predictable superhero beats, doesn't try anything particularly crazy or controversial, and seems almost desperately eager to please from a studio that's clearly nervous about this film. James Gunn's usual confidence and artistic flair is kind of lacking here, and I can't quite decide if that's a good or a bad thing in this case. See, I've always had reservations about Gunn doing a Superman film. Reservation the first is that I don't think his quirky, snarky, subversive sense of humour is all that compatible with a character like this. Don't get me wrong, he's good at what he does, but what he does falls within a very specific niche that includes Guardians of the Galaxy and... his irreverent sense of humour and a clear preference for angsty, morally ambiguous anti-heroes works just fine for the Guardians movies, but Superman is a very different beast. He's a throwback to a more innocent, idealistic and earnestly honest kind of superhero, a man who proudly stands for truth, justice and the American way, and doesn't do it under a dozen layers of postmodernist, subversive, deconstructed irony. And I could be wrong, but I feel like such a straight up interpretation of the character is like the antithesis of everything that Gunn stands for as a